Even if you're given money to start a business, be very sure where that money came from. It could be from your very close relative, could be your spouse or even your sibling, but let it be money that you know where it came from. Anyone that I know of that started business with dirty money does not go anywhere. Now, what most people don't know is that you will forever be a prisoner of your socio-economic status that you chose to settle for. If your store sells clothes worth 1,500, then you decide to fly to China and bring in clothes worth 10,000, 20,000. You lose all that clientele. You see, for the kingdom principles are things that you're supposed to do, not even pray about. And that is where you find even the children of the dark. They say that we have the children of the light and the children of the dark. They practice more than us. They know the secret. The Bible says they're even wiser than you, the children of light. Because even when it comes to giving, they are the best givers. That is where you find even in most places, the best givers are the atheists, the best people that are feeding the hungry. Yeah. I loved loans. It was like a problem. I used to take them back to back. I would be having a loan that I'm servicing and still, I won't worry about clearing of my cargo. So I would go to the bank and they'll give me, by the time I get to the end of the month, I have so much to pay. And it was so much for me until one day I just sat down. Not that my business is struggling or it's bad, but it was putting me under so much pressure because now I was like a slave to the bank. It's like I'm working for the bank. Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of LNN. My name is Lynn Ngugi and I hope you're feeling good today because I have another beautiful thought-provoking conversation for you. And this one is dedicated to anyone that is in the midst of starting a business or you have started but you do not know the principles of sustaining that business and also the do's and don'ts. And I'm happy I get to do this with an incredible human being. You've gotten to watch her on this platform a couple of times, but what I love about Ray is that she's vulnerable enough to tell us moments that did not work for her, what the lessons are, and what she's doing better right now in her business. I'm about to let her introduce herself, but before I do that, in case one of your business investments right now is a piece of land, you know where to go. We are talking about Golden Dreams Land and Properties Limited. They are our new incredible partners on the platform, and I have visited their properties. So usikue na uoga. And if you are looking into owning a piece of land in Matu, they have Baraka Gardens for you. In Makutano, they have Success Gardens. Masinga, they have Joy Gardens. And also if you are looking into owning one in the coastal region, Malindi, they have Precious Gardens for you. So do check them out. Their contact details are on the screen. And remember, they say that title deeds is their ID, it's their identity. So hautakoniwa, you purchase with them a piece of land, you are guaranteed that title deed. And also to say thank you to you guys for tuning in. Look at us, 1.25 million subscribers. Like, I'm a clap for all of us because you guys have truly been incredible. And also my team that gets to put this work together. You know what we say on the platform, you get to see me in front of the camera, but it takes an entire team to be able to put this work together. So I appreciate you. And now, of course, without further ado, please allow me to let my guest today introduce or reintroduce herself on the platform. Let's get to it. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Lynn. How are you?
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, girl.
We haven't caught up this year.
Yeah,
it's
quite a long time. Mm-hmm. It has been very, very good. Yeah. We just came from China.
I saw.
With a whole group.
I saw.
From Sweden, Uganda.
Yeah.
UK and Kenya.
Yeah.
We had done we did a very beautiful business trip. Mm-hmm. Where we visited more than 24 international markets.
I love this for you.
Yeah.
But most importantly, because I'm familiar with your journey,
yes.
And maybe you'll get an opportunity to touch kidogo.
Yes.
We covered it on our first episode almost 3 or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I know you'll touch on a few bits.
Yes.
But for people who we have new subscribers on the platform,
yes.
And they might have missed on our episode together.
Yes.
So for people who are joining and they are seeing this face for the very first time,
yes.
could you introduce yourself and remind them what you do?
Wow. Hey, good people. My name is Ray. I'm a business person or an entrepreneur. I teach also people how to do their imports from China, load containers, how to start a business. I just felt the urge to start, and I was just given a direction by God to start in the year 2022. April 17. That is when I started teaching people how to do the same thing that I used to do. It's 10 years in business. It has been very beautiful, very successful. I'm just among those business people that are not complaining at the moment. And also, I've managed to teach more than 21,000 people all over the world. So it has been very beautiful. Through your help also and exposure. Because when we did our first episode, the first episode, I got to be seen by so many people, and so many people came in. I'm glad I've mentored most. I'm glad I've flown so many people to China. And I'm just grateful. And we are flying back to China in May. May 26th.
Good. I love this for you. And I know you'll be giving us more details on why you take people to China. But we are speaking about China. But one of the things that is standing out right now is everyone has their eyes on China. We saw even people in America, they be like, so this is where you guys have been getting these luxurious things from, and you come and sell them at extreme, cost. But now people have a different attitude towards China. We used to look at goods from China and we would dismiss them. We would doubt the quality. What has changed, and how does this whole change make you feel?
So nothing much has changed about China. It's just the perception of people. Most people think that China is not the place. People fly to other countries to go get goods to Dubai and all the other places, and they believe that those are the places that give you the best, not knowing that everything, and I say this, Lynn, almost everything that I know of comes from China. Even the Turkey clothes that people go to get to Turkey, even the things that people go to India to get, even the items that people fly to Germany, like the medical equipments, to go and buy. In China, you get what you want. That is the thing. But now when it comes to most of the African countries, there's what the people that fly to China bring to the African countries. It's so much that even a Chinese will ask you, you're going to which country? Africa? Oh, this is the quality for Africa. It is us, the importers, that decided to just set a poor standard. But that doesn't mean that China does not deliver. Has so much good things that you can always get from China. Even the designers that you get, you guys. One of my very first businesses that I used to do back then, when I started flying to China, is selling those copy designers. That is what I used to sell, and I keep telling people, so you get it as it is. That one that you get at the store, at the Gucci store and all that. Now in China there is a market, it's called the European market, where you find that as it is. So I think it is just the perception and the exposure that we have been trying to tell people all these years, that these things come from China, but they don't get it right.
And now they believe.
Now you know.
The
same way that, we tell people Amazon is China, but they don't believe it. Now they know. They saw it.
And I'm happy we have a pioneer in this country. But China is not our topic of conversation. I just brought it up because I know most of your lessons, you've also learned them that way. But what are we talking about today?
So today we are going to talk about the key principles of starting a business, because Lynn, after teaching thousands and thousands of people on how to do imports, I realized I would teach people, some would get it right, do so well, and there are others would be left behind. And the people that would be left behind, a person who has the money, but they don't know how to start a business. What am I supposed to observe? What should I do? What are the do's and don'ts? How am I supposed to grow a business? What are the do's and don'ts? So I want us to cover that. So if you're there, you are in business, and it has not been doing well, and you don't know where you've been going wrong, or you're about to start a business, better listen to us today.
This is for you.
Because you're going to give them a very clear way of how you're supposed to do it. And I've come to teach whatever I've experienced.
I see you are ready with your lap. You are ready with your notepad.
Today I came with my notepad because I don't want to skip anything. I just want to give people the right information that they will thank me later. When I started teaching people how to do business, not just teaching them how to do imports, they are doing so well.
And you feel good.
Yes, and I've had the success rate has gone up. So
All right.
let me just take you through this.
Please do.
And everyone else in the room can just listen keenly.
Yes.
I know we are many. And we are going to cover 3 topics.
Okay.
Number 1, it is the principles of starting a business, how to sustain, protect, and grow your business. It's one thing for you to start a business. It's another thing for you to see your business growing, for you to see your business standing the seasons of time. Because you have a tendency of someone starts a business today and another one, and another one. I've experienced it. I've done it, I did so much before I got to know what I'm supposed to do right. So I'm going to teach about that. And another thing is the do's and don'ts. There are things that you guys out here just take it as just like any other thing, but every established business owner, and I'm talking about a business that has been there, has stood the storms, has seen the seasons, they cannot do. So let me cover that. I hope you're going to communicate to someone.
I am good. This is your area of expertise. So I'm just going to listen because I'm also here to learn and learn and relearn. So Ray, take us there.
Let's start with how are you supposed to, or what are you supposed to think about when you think of starting a business? Today you want to start a business. Well, take a book and a pen. Think about, number 1, your intentions. What are your intentions? So many businesses are birthed out of envy. You know that? I saw someone doing this. My friend did this and did it. I will do it. Some are birthed out of jealousy. Some are birthed out of revenge. Let me start this business today and that husband will know me. Let it succeed. So please note your intentions and write them down. It's always said, write them down. If you want to start your business so that you can be able to grow to the next level, so that you can be able to educate your kids to a good school. If you want to buy a car, please write your intentions so that God can really know that I'm not starting this out of just, I want to copy someone else, I want to do this and that, right?
Yes.
They really matter. The other key thing we're supposed to think about is the source of capital. I didn't say the amount of money that you have. I said the source of your capital. Think about that. Now that you've already written your intentions, think about the source of your capital. Number 1, should it be money that you got from a loan?
Why not?
Not a loan, because a business can flop. And even if it does well, you don't want to strain your business by checking out money at early stages of starting your business.
So where am I going to get the money, Ray?
I
have the idea, I have the vision, but I don't have the source.
Strictly must be the money that you've kept aside and money that you can afford to lose.
Okay, girl.
Strictly must be money that you've set aside. It doesn't matter how much it is. Don't worry. I don't have 100,000. I don't have 1 million. It's well. Is it 10,000? It's good. That is what you've kept aside to start your business with. That is what you're going to work with. And it must again be money from very clean proceeds. And underline that.
Clean.
It must be money from very clean proceeds. Even if you're given money to start a business, be very sure where that money came from. It could be from your very close relative, could be your spouse or even your sibling, but let it be money that you know where it came from. Anyone that I know of that started business with dirty money does not go anywhere.
I know what's wrong with dirty money, but for people who might not understand it extensively, what's wrong with dirty money, Ray?
So there's things that we call the kingdom principles. And these are the things that are written in the book, that is the Bible, that backs us when we are doing things. And one of the kingdom principles that you're supposed to practice in business is it can only be money, or it can only be something that you've worked for, or something that does not carry any type of a curse or a blame or anything. Just to be clean. You must be clean. Start from, because your capital is the foundation of your business. So for the ladies that always go and look for sponsors to give them $1 million to start a business, I've seen so many in the mall that I am. I've been there for 10 years. You will start something very beautiful, but you won't see its first anniversary or second anniversary. Or you'll set up a business there that will be like something to take away everything from you. Remember, a business is something that can be put there to bless you or put there to just trouble you. Haven't you seen people or heard people that have set up businesses that have been there for 5 years, but they have to go looking for money to other places to fund it?
Yes.
The business have never rewarded them, not even a day.
Yes.
It has been there to trouble them, to take away the happiness. You're always stressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that's not what business is supposed to do.
Business is there to reward you.
So if you see you're struggling, maybe you went against the kingdom principles.
And there are many. I'll talk about them because
Good.
it's not just one. But now that one comes when it comes to capital.
The source.
Must be from very clean proceeds. Let it be money, preferably you've worked for.
Okay.
Preferably you've worked for. Or whoever has sponsored you, you really know where the money has come from. It's money that they worked for.
Great.
All right?
Good.
So let's go to the next point that we are supposed to think of as we start business. Your target socioeconomic status. Lynn, now that maybe you'd want to start something, think of the socioeconomic status that you'd want to target. You cannot start a business that will serve all socioeconomic status. From the lower to the middle to the upper. No, you must settle for one. Do you want to bring the very expensive things that you're targeting there? Wealthy, the rich, the middle class, or the less? If it is clothes, what do you want to target? If it's the wigs like this one, whom do you want to target? They are all very different. Now, what most people don't know is that you will forever be a prisoner of your socio-economic status that you chose to settle for. If your store sells clothes worth 1,500, then you decide to fly to China and bring in clothes worth 10,000, 20,000, you lose all that clientele. Actually, they start saying that you started,
Kuakulia.
Yeah, you're bragging. You've turned out to be a person who is extorting them. You're going to lose that whole, and if you sell quality and decide to bring the cheaper one, you also lose that whole clientele. So always remember, you'll forever be a prisoner of your target socioeconomic status.
I love that.
Yeah. Don't worry about whatever you want to do. The target that you want to target. Don't think that people will call you scammer, I don't know what. Don't even fear to post your prices, Sometimes I see people on Instagram who they are selling very high quality linen and very nice items, but maybe for the clothes and all that, or even the hair. Yes. But they fear to write even the price.
So they're everyone on the comment is always, DM for prices.
What are we DMing? Put your price there. You have a reason why you're selling that item at that price.
Yes.
And your target socioeconomic status knows whatever you're selling. There's a person who will look at that wig and be like, that's what I want. Because they know. Yeah, there's a person who will see a shoe and they know that's the shoe that I want.
Great.
Could be going for 20,000, 50,000, but that is what they want and they're going to buy. Others, they know what they want, if it's something of 1,500, 1,000,
yes,
and all that. Are we together?
We are together. Guys, are we together?
Yeah.
We are together.
The target socioeconomic status and choose whatever you want to go for. Now, is it a bitter truth? Or how do I put it? To just help someone who wants to start a business. So they say, if you can be able to do it, whatever you're going to settle for, let it be from the middle class all the way up.
Really?
I'm just helping someone out there.
That's new? Why so? I want to hear. I want to hear more.
So they say, if you're starting a business today, and I'm speaking to a person who wants to start a business, if possible, target middle class and above. If you have no choice, because there are instances that you have no choice, you can target the lower socioeconomic status. Now, let me tell you something. There's a lot of fun up there when you are a business person.
Yeah.
And it's very chaotic down here as a business person, to be very frank. And Also the profit margins are determined by the socioeconomic status that you target. Example, a person who is selling building materials can never be compared to a person who is selling braids. Yeah. You will never, ever, they'll never be at the same level. Actually, even in calamities like the COVID times, the people that stood the seasons were the people that their target socioeconomic status were middle class and above. If you're targeting the lower socioeconomic status, you must think of being a wholesaler. Go big or go home. So where you're getting things in huge quantities, you could be enjoying a profit margin of less than $1, but you're moving in huge masses. Yeah. If not so, you could think of getting yourself into production. I've seen one of my input students who is in production. The profits are not that big, but they move in masses. Now, this is the thing. Your socioeconomic status target should not be a reflection of your situation. Please note that. Just because you don't have it doesn't mean you cannot sell to those that have it. Yes.
We can clap for
yes. That. Just because you don't have it doesn't mean that you're not going to sell to those that have it. I remember back in the days, sometimes I would sell shoes. I would sell sneakers back in the days. And I would sell sneakers worth more than 7,000 and above. And I would get someone getting me 6 pairs. 5 pairs, 8 pairs. And sometimes I would sit and think as I pack, you mean this is a person who can afford to buy all these sneakers? Yet I myself who is selling cannot afford.
Unless you call a profit. Yeah.
Just because you're rich and you have it all doesn't mean you have to target the rich. No, you could be in a place where you can be able to import a machine and get yourself in production of something that is troubling us, like the toothpicks and all that, and you know, and the profit margins will be small, but you're going to enjoy. So your target socioeconomic status should not be a reflection
of where you are
and how your situation is. Even if you slept hungry and you think of selling the wigs that go for 150, sell them. Actually, that is what is going to make you grow very fast. Now, your target socioeconomic status should not be influenced by what you hear out there. The economy is bad. Then you're sitting there and you're thinking, I need to import or start selling things that everyone can afford. Who told you it's bad for everyone? Who told you the economy is bad for everyone?
Hey.
Yeah. Just because you had that.
Just because everyone is saying it.
Just because everyone is saying that, you know, right now everyone is struggling. Who said? Kenyans will shock you. Yeah. Don't go with the hearsay. Don't be influenced by the hearsay. I've seen people as I teach them and coming to me and telling me that, you know, Ray, I want to start importing something for less than 200 shillings that everyone can afford. And I tell them, who told you that people don't have money? They have money out here.
Yes.
Yeah, so just don't be influenced by that. Just do you know whatever you're importing or selling or whatever you want to start selling and have a reason why you're selling that item at that amount.
Okay.
Because you're not going to sell to me an item of 20,000, a shoe of 20,000 Kenya shillings, and it is of lower quality. So probably you yourself, you've bought it at maybe 15,000 Kenya shillings. So yeah.
Good. Loving this.
Yes. The other key point is the profit margins. Can you think about the profit margins that you want to enjoy before you start doing that business? Are you okay with a profit of 100 shillings?
No.
Are you okay with a profit of 5,000 Kenya shillings? Because out here, and let me tell the people that are listening to us that there are people, once they sell 10 items in a month, they have beaten you that you've sold 1,000 items with the profit margins of 20 shillings.
Yes.
You get that? So think of the profit margins you want to enjoy. And these are always influenced by your intentions. Remember we talked about the intentions?
Yes.
If your intention is to move from maybe the place that you're staying to a better place, and that better place is worth this amount of money, you will need to work harder and even settle for something that will give you good money. Yeah, and mostly when it comes now to imports, with the time that you have to wait for your goods and all that, you want, once this cargo comes in, It's something that can be able to service you and fund you and reward you for the time that you'll have to stay again as wait for the
next one.
For the next consignment. Consignment. So far so good.
So far so good, teacher.
Now, another point, as we start our business, think of the availability of the commodity in the market. Now, whatever you're settling for, how available is it in the market? Just you close your eyes and think and go out there and see. The more available a commodity is, the worse it is to settle for as a business idea.
Wow.
Yeah, think about this thing. How available is it? I want to start selling electrodes. How many people do I know that sell electrodes? None. That's a good business idea. I want to start selling high heels. How many people do I know that are selling, even in the stores in town? 1,000. It's a bad business idea.
Leave it.
Leave it. The more unique you go, the better. But now what happens to most of us when we want to start business? We feel comfortable starting whatever we have seen others doing. I want to start selling this because that is what you've seen so much over the years, everyone doing, and you think that is the best business idea. And maybe even the people that you're seeing them in that business are struggling because it's everywhere. The more unique a business idea is, the better for you. Even if it's something new that you want to introduce in the market, introduce it. It can be a bit hard for you to push it in the first few months, but by the time you know it, for 3 years, you're just going to enjoy some good profit margins. By the time you get someone, a competitor, maybe you're just 2, 3, or even less than 20.
Yes.
I know so many people do that, such type of businesses, and it's a point to think about.
Yeah.
Another thing is you're supposed to think about is the structure in place to run your business. Now think about, now I want to start a business. What is the structure in place will I use to run my business? Are you going to stock and put those things under the bed because you didn't even come up with a way of how you're going to market those things? Did you even create those pages? When it comes to the inventory, how are you going to manage your inventory? Do you have an app or even a software
that tracks?
And no matter how small it is, because that is one of the mistakes that I used to do in my younger and early years of doing business. Yani unafanya biashara, you're just doing business, you don't care. Once you get 1,000, you just go and eat, or you just, I used to do it badly. I wish someone had told me earlier, can you get a software, can you get a structure of even how you're going to run your business? Yeah, so that you can know this sold, this didn't sell, point of sale, a POS, because gone are the times that you would want to start a business and be there 24/7.
Yes.
To have a look at how everything is going on. Invest in systems, buy them. I know sometimes they can be expensive. It can be 20,000, 40,000. Just buy systems. These days we have apps like Zoho. Have you seen billboards everywhere? Zoho, there is QuickBooks. I've been using QuickBooks since back then. Those are apps that can help you manage everything to do with your business.
Good.
So get yourself a system that is going to run your business so that you cannot lose money by being stolen from, or even you taking in whatever you're not supposed to take, maybe, rewarding yourselves with the profits that are supposed to go back, to be pumped back to the business and all that.
I love that.
Yeah. The knowledge and the skills. Now think about, I want to get myself into selling spare parts, car spare parts. Do I have the knowledge to do it? Do I have the skill to do it? What do I need to know? If at some point it has to take you to get employed in a store or a place,
spare parts place,
for 2 months,
get that job.
Do it. Go get employed. Your work is to just know how things are done. Learn about those spare parts. Learn about how they run the business. If sometimes you have to buy a course, or sometimes you buy a course like in Udemy, there are apps like Udemy that will give you very nice courses. Sometimes you have to even pay a mentor to mentor you. Let it be so. If at some point you have to take a flight to that country that you want to source the commodities and just go and learn about them, Do it. It's not a loss of money. So what we do most of the time is we want to avoid that, and we say, let's try. We are just trying. Let's see. You keep on trying and keep on trying, making mistakes that you could not have made, that could have saved you a lot of money, millions to be precise, because I've seen people who've gotten themselves in things that they didn't have the right information on how to do it and lost millions. Just because you didn't want to pay for something, or you didn't want to go to an extra, mile and fly to a country where you want to source those items and go and learn and all that.
Yeah.
So if you have to be employed, get employed for 2 or 3 months. It is going to save you big time. Yeah. The laid protective measures. The laid protective measures for your treasures. The laid protective measures for your treasures.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Think about that. Just think about it. For you to avoid to be stolen from, to start with, what are the protective measures am I going to take to protect myself from being stolen? So that means you're going to plan earlier on how you're going to be doing even the audits.
Yes.
Right? Just in case for a person who wants to start a business and maybe they're not the one who will be managing that.
Yeah.
Another thing is putting God first. In business, we say one of the number one protective measures to protect your treasures is putting God first. You can lose and lose and lose. You can gain and gain and gain. That's why we talked about. The capital must be from very clean proceeds. And one of the laid protective measures, as instructed in the Bible, what is it, Lynn?
The laid protective measures.
How do you protect your treasures?
Tell me. Tell me.
So it says by tithing.
Oh, good.
Yeah, by tithing, you protect your treasures. It's in the book of Mark 11. People can just go and read Mark 3:11. They can just go and read and read and read. That's how you protect yourself from there. And that is not negotiable. Now, in instances where you think that is just any other thing, think of some money that you made out of a business deal, maybe 1 million, and you had no any protective measure to protect your finances. You sit back and think of how you used that 1 million, you cannot remember. Or maybe whatever you can account for is 200. You don't remember how you used the whole 800. You see? So it's always very, very important, because in business out here, it's either you're doing things as per the book, or you have other things that are supposed to protect you. It is not negotiable. You cannot be lukewarm in business. Did you know that?
Yes.
And that is something that everyone practices. Even the people that I know in all the countries that I have flown, even the Chinese that don't believe in God, they have laid protective measures for their businesses. Every business you go, you find an altar.
Yeah.
And then they are big on that. They will build a huge altar in their businesses. They will do things there that you just look at whatever they are doing and you cannot even understand. But that's their way of protecting their treasures. So there must be a way you're doing it. That is why you hear people saying, yule mwana biashara, that business person, they are saying that they go to I don't know where to go and get powers, So there is the godly side and there is
the earthly side.
I recommend the God side because I've seen it.
And it's done wonders.
And because I've been in business and in a very busy place, I've seen people who tried to use other things. It was flowery and beautiful for 2 years, 3 years, then it went down so badly. So I urge you out there. So for you to be able to rebuke the devourer that is in the book, that's what the book says, think of how are you supposed to do. And not only tithing, just do other things that will speak on your behalf in instances where you'll find yourself in situations where you don't know or you cannot be able to protect yourself. Lynn, there are situations that you cannot protect yourself. Even in this that you do, there are things that God stands and fights for you. Amen. That so many that you don't even know. Yeah, I've seen that throughout my years of doing business. And there are days that I used to do business, I never used to care. So I can tell you the difference between them. Like in my first 4 years of doing business, it was me and my mind.
You thought it was by your might.
I was those people that tithing is, you're giving people your money.
How?
10%.
10%.
In my first 4 years, zile enzi I used to go to Kampala. Me, I never used to care, by the way, Lynn. And I was the most stressful business person. Nilikuwa naibiwa. Yes. Hey, it was the most stressful years of myself doing business. Yeah. The first 4 years of myself doing business, because I never used to practice any kingdom principle. I used to do things the way I think. That's what I used to do. So be very careful out there. Start on a good note. Don't go through some of these things that we went through for so long. And maybe it's because we never had someone to tell us and to emphasize and insist. Yeah, probably if we had, we could be somewhere.
Good. Love that, really.
So those are the things that you're supposed to think of.
Yes.
Now that you've thought about that,
I'm good to go.
With a book and a pen and you're writing down everything. Now think about the do's and don'ts. Now you're going to get yourself into business, or you've already gotten yourself into business, and maybe you're struggling, listen keenly, or maybe you start businesses as you lose, you don't know what's going on. Yeah. Now listen to the next 2 slides. And the other slide is the do's and don'ts.
Let's go
Number 1, I said don't start with loan. All money that you're given that you're supposed to refund. Because in business, we allow a business to grow for a moment. Minimum 6 months. Yes.
2 years.
Not 2 years, 6 months. Sorry.
No, I say we allow it to grow. Some might take 6 months. Some for them to balance.
No, you know what we do most of the time, and the mistakes that I also used to do back then. You start a business and you already put some demands on it. After 2 months, it's supposed to give you food. After 2 months, you're supposed to start paying back the loans. It's supposed to fuel your car and all that. So it's not supposed to be so. You pump back for at least 6 months, and then it will start rewarding you so well.
Beautiful.
But now if you don't pump back, you could be having a very good business idea, but because you're taking out so much, it will struggle, and it won't just be able to stand on its own. Okay? So there are times, and there's times that you're supposed to just allow your business to grow. Sleep hungry if you have to. Yeah, just sleep hungry if you have to, but allow that business to grow so that it can be able to reward you in a good way.
Beautiful.
The other point is set a capital that you can afford to lose. Listen, you can afford to lose. Don't use money that you cannot afford to lose. Is it right?
Exactly.
Yes, because in business, a business is not an investment. It's just a risk. You're trying out something else. You can lose everything that you just put into that thing. Now, if you lose, do you have a soft landing spot? Always ask yourself so. So if you have $1 million, that is what I do to all my students, imports and business students. You have a whole 2 million, you have as your savings, and you want to start a business. I tell them to go down all the way to 200,000. So you're going to use 200,000 out of the 2 million that you have. Then whatever this 200 makes, because it's comfortable, some money that is not good, it's not stressing you. It's, you can just allow that business to grow because you're not having even intentions of taking out some cash from that business. So it must be money that you cannot afford to lose. Yeah. The other thing that we do in business is do not deceive. It's called deceiving.
Yes.
Do not deceive. Do not talk lies in business. Some of the people out here that are already in business and are really struggling in business, it's because of that. Deception and lies. Deception and lies. I mean, you can be able to, that you can be able to import something from China. Because you've already taken the import class from Ray. Then, And then you go to someone and ask for money. You give them a good idea of how you can be able to import for them this item. Then you ask them for some deposit. Then they give you something very small. And you know you didn't even have money to top up the amount that is required to. You end up eating your money. You know that is a problem. And even lies. Deception leads to ruins. Literally, in business, if you keep on deceiving people, you completely perish. So you that you're struggling in business, or you that you want to start business, please note that. Better speak the truth, that sometimes it's very difficult to take in. Some clients won't take in the truth. You know that? There are clients that will come to you and you'll tell them, I'll be able to deliver this to you in 60 days. But they don't want. They tell you, can it be fast? They want you to tell them 15 days. 2 weeks. So that after 2 weeks, they start pressuring you. And then you don't know what to do. Then those tongues start cursing you. It's always a problem. Don't deceive people. It is even written in the book of Psalms 5:6. You can go read for yourself. They are called the kingdom principles. Yeah. Do not operate under debt. Now forget about the loan that we talked about to start a business. There's a problem that comes in, and it happened to me. Once you grow your business and get to a level where a bank can be able to give you money, you become so fond of taking loans, taking debts from everywhere. Your business was good. You didn't even start with some loans and everything. But as you move on, now you start becoming so fond of taking money, and there's nothing about you and that shop and that store that belongs to you. That is what has eaten us, most of us. There are so many people out here doing business that don't sleep, Lynn. There's so many of us that are so stressed that have acquired chronic illnesses because of this. I remember when I started business, Lynn, I remember there's this time that I needed money from the bank. I went to Sidian Bank and I told them I want money. That's an account that I had opened, but it was not active. And I remember this bank manager calling me and telling me, go get me your M-Pesa statement. And I went and got my M-Pesa statement. And he looked at it and he was like, oh, this is very good. Now what you need to do is start directing the money to the bank so that you can create a good history so that you can be able to get some money. And that is what I did. They even created for me a pay bill. So my money would go straight to the bank, which is something very nice. And then after like 6 months, I was eligible to get 150,000. Now I was like, wow, I can be given 150,000. Back then, we didn't need security. You just give 30% of what you want and you're given the money. Then I loved loans. It was like a problem. I used to take them back to back. I would be having a loan that I'm servicing and still, I won't worry about clearing of my cargo. So I'll go to the bank and they'll give me, a top up, and I'll be able to clear. By the time I get to the end of the month, I have so much to pay. And it was so much for me until one day I just sat down. Not that my business is struggling or it's bad, but it was putting me under so much pressure because now I was like a slave to the bank. It's like I'm working for the bank.
And people do that.
Like I would make so much, but they're going to the bank. And
All of it.
I thought to myself one day, what is this that I'm doing? And I even went to the Bible and read about loans, and I saw how we are not supposed to be taking loans and with our securities and all that. Then I started the process of getting myself out of debts. Took me almost 2 years. So you that you are not in it, don't
go there. Please don't go there.
Please don't go there. For me, it took almost 2 years. 2 years. Do you know 2 years of what? Going down and start doing your inputs in very small quantities of 30,000, 50,000, 40,000. A person would do very huge cargos. Then what I'm getting, I would just clear my loans. I cleared them and cleared everything, like no one that I owe. And I told God, you know what? I'll survive without it and make me survive without it. I have no loans that I service.
Good.
Sometimes the bank would call and tell me, you don't.
And the way they write you nice text.
Yes.
You have qualified for an advance of 500. I'll be like,
Yeah.
stay.
You're like,
Yeah. I'll be like, stay away from me.
no, I don't. It's not a norm. Don't take it as a norm. And if you're in business and you're already in that state, work towards getting yourself out of it. And there's a God that can help you to do it. Purpose to get yourself out of it. And it works. And it is very nice. The other key point is don't throw your profits into not so fertile lands. You that you're getting yourself into business,
Yes.
you know, these are the things that have eaten most of us that we've closed businesses. But we don't talk about them. We won't tell you because it's a shameful part of us that we don't talk about. Remember and be keen to where you take each and every coin, not into not so fertile lands.
Yes.
You just because you're a business person and you've really succeeded, this is not the time that you're supposed to be funding politicians. Politicians are coming to you. Imagine. I'm running for I don't know
MCA.
what. Give me 7 million.
Yes.
No. Funding fights. You know, there are people that their money they have put them in areas that altars that speak against them 24/7.
Distractions.
There are people that have done bad with their money. There are people that once they start getting money, that is when they have 5 women that they have kept in each and every town. Yeah? Yeah?
So watu wasifurahie pesa yao.
After 5 years, huyo mwanaume is like, I can't believe I'm the one. Are you saying?
That's when they know now I'm a man.
By the time you're done, the devil is done with you.
Yes.
You're not only servicing a chronic illness, your family is broken, your children are lost, you have lost all the money, and because you take some loans to pump that lifestyle, you've lost everything. Things that we don't tell people.
Yes,
As
because
in
it's
business.
shameful.
It is, but you know what? They can only learn from our shame.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Masayondo unasema mzinga ikuje. Na ikuje na? Walisema wanaitwa aje?
Those ladies,
Dori.
those girls.
But mzinga ikuje. But so like for you, did you experience that? Because I know also for women, it can be challenging. Because I know, the men will do maybe the mzingas.
Yes, but
the women will go on a shopping spree. Nini, is it a bad thing if we want to treat ourselves?
Let me tell you, can you treat yourself with manners out there? Don't do the way I did. Do you know, Lynn?
Yeah.
My shopping was so bad that there's a doctor who got me a book and brought it to me. Imagine a book to read on impulse buying. I would see a good bag and it would call me by my full name. Rachel, come. Rachel, come. I would shop and shop and shop and shop bags and shoes. I would open up a shop of bags and shoes because of whatever I have. Yeah. And I got the book. I read it and it really helped me. I don't overshop. Good. I don't overshop a lot. Good. So be very careful. Even if you want to spend, just spend carefully for the ladies, because in most instances, ladies are not affected by throwing their profits into bad areas. Most of the time, men are the ones that are involved in that. But for us, we are affected by shopping or even just overgiving, oversharing. When unakopeshana, like you're such a bank, everyone knows that if they need 100K today, they're just going to call Ray and you're going to give them the money. You know, I will talk about that and how you're supposed to protect yourself from that later.
Yes.
Do not give up. Let me talk about that. Do not give up. Now that you're in business and you're about to get yourself in business, there are instances that will come in and you'll be almost there to give up. But do not.
Yeah.
Have confidence in yourself. Confidence comes with a great reward.
Yes.
It's the Bible that says.
Yeah. And I want to top on that because that's something I've seen a couple of people struggle
Yes.
with, the art of giving up. I think it goes back to your intention.
Yes.
For you wrote down your intentions and your intentions were pure.
Yes.
And you have to trust that God blesses pure intentions.
Pure intentions.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people struggle. Like even me personally, I have been at those places where I really wanted to give up on this platform. But I was like, nah.
Your intentions.
That's why I loved when you said, what are your intentions? Why am I doing this? Am I in competition with anyone? Is it a show off? Like, what really are your intentions? Because once you go back to your intentions and you wrote them down, even in moments where you want to give up, you go back to that book and you open and you're like, God, are you really not going to bless this?
Yeah. This was my intention, God.
And God, you know, this is, so just wanted to add on that in case there's someone who is watching this.
Yeah. That
and
is
they're in that committed of giving up.
Don't give up on yourself.
Please don't.
The Bible says in the book of Hebrews 10:35-37, there's a great reward in confidence.
Yes.
You're rewarded for being confident. But those who shrink are destroyed.
Read that, guys.
Yes.
Love it.
Those that shrink get destroyed, man. So don't give up on yourself, because you can only fall and rise. I've seen instances where I fell flat like an envelope in this business.
We didn't have to do that.
I've seen instances where I fell flat. But you know what? We keep moving, because I'm a believer of, if I don't give up on myself, it's a sign of faith to God.
Yes.
And that is why you see in instances where you give up, it only gets worse.
Yep.
If you give up, it only gets worse. You'll get into depression, you'll get sick, you'll start drinking, you will die, and life will continue. So don't give up on yourself, right? The other key point is stay sober. Sobriety, sobriety, sobriety. There is no way that you want to do great exploits in business and your work is to stay high 24/7. You're drinking every Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 days in a week. In times when you're not sober, that's when others are strategizing.
Yes.
Most business people at night, they're always working. Even the virtual conferences that I hold, we do them all the way to 1 a.m. If you want to become an importer, you'll be talking to your suppliers from 2 a.m. So sobriety is very important, and not just drug-induced or anything. Even just decluttering your mind. You don't have to be around people that keep your mind so exhausted. You cannot even listen to those, whispers that God speaks to you. You cannot even see a viable business idea because you don't even take 10 minutes to think. Anytime you sit to think, there are people that cannot even stay alone with a book and a pen to think, because the 10 minutes that they are thinking, there is always some things running their heads. I have a fight with who? I don't know who with who, I don't know what. Declutter your mind so that you can maintain that sobriety. It is only in that very pristine state that you come up with the best ideas. Good. And I don't know how much I can insist on this. It's only in that very pristine state. Stay alone. Don't say that you're a what?
Extrovert.
Yes, that you have to be around people, so that you can be able to think and strategize. And sobriety has been talked highly in the Bible. Just go speak about that. That is another kingdom principle. Just maintaining sobriety so that you can come up with the best ideas, so that you can be able to think straight, so that you can foresee a situation before it messes you up, so that you can be able to be in your pure pristine state, that even when someone comes to you, someone that has been sent along your way to come and mess up with your business, you can pick it from the spiritual background.
You can discern that.
You can discern that. But now when you're cluttered with all the clutter in the world, you can never think straight. So maintain sobriety in your areas of doing business and in your times of doing business.
Yeah.
And the other key thing, I want to repeat it again, have your intentions right. And I'm repeating it again. Have your intentions right. And choose the right counsel. Have your intentions right and choose the right people to associate with. Now, Lynn, one of the things that I can tell you for sure, there are so many business people that are out here have court cases because of the wrong people that came along their way and they chose to move around with. There are so many business people that went down within a minute because of the friends that they chose. There are people that are 6 feet under. Business is a place that you're supposed to be very careful because of the people that they chose to move around with. You don't have to have people around you to influence you to start going to the witch doctors. You don't have to. And women mostly are affected by this. You get a friend and they start telling you, we can now go to Mombasa. We have a doctor who can treat your business. Sijui wapi, sijui. Please don't do that. I won't talk in Swahili because you know there's one of us that in China that told us that we speak in Swahili.
Man, guys, you see we are trying. Yes.
We are trying. Yeah. So be very, very careful. Choose the right counsel. Yes. There are so many people that will come to you and they will influence you. And there's no one that is strong. You're just a human being. You are just a human being. You can fall for everything and anything. It doesn't matter whether you speak in tongues. It doesn't matter what. That is why even the Bible tells us that you're supposed to really choose the people to bring close. Doesn't mean that you're supposed to go snobbing everyone. Everyone has their way of helping you all, one way or another. Just get to know where to classify everyone in your life that will come along your way. There are clients that will come, they'll be very helpful for a situation. There are friends that will come along your way, they'll be your prayer partners. There are others that are so good in corporate and management. They just give you something that you're supposed to add in your managerial skills in your business. Just know what to do and what not to do.
Good.
Are we together?
Loving it. Yes.
Do not be too comfortable in business. In business, do not be too comfortable. Are we together, people?
Yes, we are.
See, that is something that I've seen affecting us over the years. Even in times where I would struggle to adapt to the new changes, I would realize that, oh, things have moved so fast, I've been left behind. That's why you hear some business people telling you, I wish you were here in the times of Kibaki. You know, there are people that tell you that, I wish you started business in the times of Kibaki. That is 20 years ago. Where was I? Where were we? We were still children, you know. So those are businesses that you'll see that they never moved with the seasons. If you have to move with social media, adopt it. If you have to go with the new technology, right now we don't have to have a lot of offices with the accounts and all that.
Yes.
We have systems that are doing that for us. Move with it. If we're in the times where you're supposed to be flying out to do imports, because this is where we are now, just fly out. Don't be too comfortable. If you have to run ads on Google, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, that's the new strategy. Run ads 24/7, because that is how it is right now. The problem of being comfortable, you're overtaken by events. You know that your business makes $1 million a day and you're too comfortable and you think that you are the one and you'll forever be there. By the time you know it, we have people that are doing it better than you. They forgot about you.
Yes, and they moved on.
Very fast.
Your clients moved on.
Very fast. Or even some people take advantage of you. I've seen that, because there are people that you're stuck there in the old days, people that know that you don't know the new strategies that are coming up, and you know they'll just be coming and getting your stocks at the price that you're giving them, and they don't even have shops. They just go there and market and sell at a good price. You are the one who's struggling with the loans and everything. They do better than you, and you start wondering what's going on, what is it? So don't be too comfortable.
We hear you.
Yeah. Don't forget to practice humility.
Good.
That, I'll put it in caps. Humility, humility, humility in business. There is a God that uplifts the humble. And one of the things that has eaten up a good number of businesses out here, with that we are always complaining, is humility. Now, this is the thing. Even the people that you employ have the power to completely build you or destroy you. There are people that you've employed in your business. You treat them the way you would treat them. They say nothing to you, but you have no idea what they do once they go back home. Probably they go and cry to God. See what he's doing to me. See what they are doing. You're a man, you're sleeping around with the young ladies who are working at your place, and they have no option. Probably they feel they don't have anywhere to go. Your place should be very sacred. That's a place that you're putting women down there and doing whatever you want to do. And you think you'll do it for 5 years. No, they go. That money goes. And maybe you had a good business idea. You practiced all these things that we talked about. But now that alone messes you up. That is why it is important to come up with a strategy of how you're supposed to even treat people.
Great.
And it should be read to them loudly. That's why you see businesses and companies have, job description. Know whatever you're supposed to do. And let me read it to you. This is what is expected of you. This is what is expected of you. And if you don't do it, you're out.
Yes.
You're not of benefit to us. So let there be a systematic way of how you treat your employees, and let it be written. Not just assuming that you've employed someone that they should know that this is a shop, they're supposed to smile to. No, tell them, this is what I want the customer service to be, and this is how I want you to talk to people, and this is what I want you to deliver.
Yes.
Yeah, let it be so that it can avoid a lot of, unnecessary curses. And just treat people well. Make sure that the place of your work is as sacred as possible.
Great.
That is where you find God in your business. Should be as sacred as possible. That's not the place that all women should be meeting to take a cup of tea, to discuss things to do with their homes.
Gossip.
Gossip, how they are married to narcissists, how
And
their
dogs.
children are taking drugs. No! Your place of work is very, very sacred, because that is where you meet God in your business. Now, there's a problem. If your place of work is not so sacred, and this happens even to the people that go for those dark powers, there's something about clients that feel that they don't want to get into that shop. Do you know that? That tells you how spiritual people are. You see people passing your place, and they used to get in and buy and all that, but something inside them just tells them, no.
The energy.
They can pick it. Now, to avoid that, because human beings are very spiritual, just keep it as sacred as possible.
Good.
I know most people wouldn't want to hear that. There are people that really misuse their offices and their place of works and all that.
It's a brothel.
Yeah, it's a brothel. Others, there are women that is where they do all the shady things. I've seen it over the years of doing business. And you see someone doing it for 5 years, the 6th year, they go down, they're nowhere to be found, they lose everything. I've seen that. Because I've been in business for so long.
They lost everything.
They lost everything.
And then you lose yourself in the process.
Wait, they get even into misuse of drugs and all that. And you look at someone and you're like, I can't believe this is the same person 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So please, to avoid that, keep it sacred. And humility will also help you to treat people right. Even your clients, I've seen this as I teach people how to do imports. With all the pride that some people have, they go to a supplier and they start mistreating the supplier and just talking the way you want. And that's a tendency we have most of the time. You feel as if, it's my money. It's my money, so you're supposed to do this and that. And you know what the Chinese will do to you?
No.
They refer you to their next door competitor. Yeah, please. I cannot be able to sell to you. I cannot be able. That's how they tell you. And they just even refer you to their next competitor.
Because you've gone there with your attitude.
Yeah, and the people don't like that. Out here, you might think that in your space and where you've been brought up and whatever you've been seeing, that is just another norm. But up there, a lot of humility. That is where you hear people saying, and the rich don't even brag. Don't you know that is a kingdom principle that they practice? Sometimes they have it inside them, but they have to treat and talk to you right. Not because probably they want to, but they have to. Yeah, that will save you a lot. Mostly when it comes to the negative prayers that are prayed to you through mistreating people, because they are very, very powerful. They are very powerful. Anything that it's cast on earth, whatever it's blessed here, That employee who cleans, usiwangalie hivo. Don't look at them like that. I remember a situation, one of my people called me, one of my input students called me one day, who was employed in a shop that they sell phones, the small phones, and they were getting really mistreated by the boss. And I remember this lady calling me on the rooftop, want to commit suicide. You are in the office, you've already mistreated someone, you've done everything to them in front of everyone. They have sneaked out, you don't even know wherever they are, but they're on the rooftop crying and they want to commit suicide. And I told that lady, first go to Java and take some tea. And I told her, I won't talk to you until you get to Java.
And take some tea.
Yeah, go take some coffee, just get out, don't talk to anyone. Then I told her once she got to Java, because I told her I won't talk to you until you get to Java, because I wanted her to get out of the situation. And I remember telling her, it was on a Tuesday, tomorrow I want you to go to church, because churches are always open, in the morning before you get to work, and go and cry to your loudest voice and tell God everything that you want to tell God about that situation. If you want to roll on the floor, just do it. There will be not so many people in the church. Just go and scream and scream and scream. No one will judge you. Then tell God. Then don't tell me what you're going to tell God about that person. But wait and see if God is going to fight your battles. And true to the word, within 4 months, that lady her battles had been fought by God. So you don't know, and you know the following day after church, she just came quietly, did the job. So you don't know what someone is going to feel and do out there.
Or talk to God too.
Yeah.
About.
And you know.
In regards to you.
Yes. And you know, humanity or human beings are the most precious things before God.
Yes, they
Hata kwe ni mwenda azimu.
Ni wake.
Yes. So be very careful what you evoke or provoke and make them talk about.
I love that.
Yes.
I love it.
Another key thing is don't pocket what does not belong to you.
Exactly.
Now that is a problem. That's a problem that has messed us in business. You that you're getting yourself in business, be very careful. Be very careful. Don't at all pocket what does not belong to you. And know that there are people that were killed who are great business people because of the money and just taking in what does not belong to them, and they don't care. That has eaten up so many business people. Now that is what we don't want to tell you guys that want to get yourselves into business. Get whatever belongs to you. And if in instances where you brought in money, because there are days that people would want to bring money to you that you really don't know, what is it for? Or why are you pushing all this money to me? Please don't take it. I know sometimes it is tempting because it could be a lot of money, but don't do it. And if you're taking in money, and maybe it's a pre-order that you're taking, strictly let your client know that this is the pre-order. I'm going to deliver at this specific time. If they're comfortable, they can wait. If they don't want, don't take that money. Okay? It has costed us big time out here, but we don't talk about it. So be very careful as you get yourselves into these things. Now, let's go to the next point, Lynn, and that is the key roles to sustain, grow, and protect your business. So now tumeenda vizuri.
Good.
We talked about what you're supposed to think about when starting business, the do's and don'ts.
And now, how do we sustain?
How do we sustain? Now that is a key thing. It is only God who can establish a business. Now, an established business is a business that has seen days, stood the storms, has been there over the seasons. Starting business, you can start one today, another one tomorrow as you close. In 2 years, you've started 10 businesses. But having that business established, that it can even reward you, like you've done LNN over the years, that's an established thing. That makes the difference. Yeah. Now, there are key things that you're supposed to maintain for your business to be established, to be sustained, and to be protected and to grow.
Take us there.
Yeah. Number one, sounds like a cliche. Put God first.
Amen. In everything you do.
In the beginning, God. In the beginning, God.
In the middle.
God.
In sustaining.
God. There's a book that I love so much. It is the book of Deuteronomy 8:18. He says, it is He, God, who can only give you the wisdom to create wealth. You cannot get it anywhere else. Now, if I put it in my situation, I've seen times and seasons in my years of doing business that a voice spoke to me and a conviction that told me, don't restock this thing. Don't. Divert to this other thing and start getting ideas. And within 1 year, that business that I was doing and was rewarding me, that I was want to restock it, becomes a very bad business idea. Either the taxes are imposed on it, very high taxes, that I won't be able to, I couldn't, if that is the only thing that I was doing, I couldn't have managed to stay afloat, or it gets flooded. There's something about trusting in God when it comes to creating wealth. He directs you in those very profitable paths. Profitable paths, and that's the Bible says. So please, to start with, put God first. And I would want to dare also the people that go for the other ways, because in business I've seen so much, and there are people that are so deep into not even cults, sorcery, divination, witchcraft, and it happens a lot in business. I would dare you to try God and see how easy it is. You don't feel as if you have a burden. It's just easy. You're just flowing. Things are just flowing. And if it does not happen, it does not happen with a reason. So put God first. If you put God first, you'll go far.
Great.
Point number 2, maintain clean works. That is where we draw the line. Most of us business people have a trail of very clean works that even when someone tries to put some, to apply some dirt on you, they cannot do it. Your trail speaks for itself, and on your behalf. You think of 5 years, think now that you want to start business. 5 years from when you started business, would you want to sit back and listen and, think about all the things that you've done and you cannot remember a situation where you owe anyone anything? You lied to someone. It is so beautiful. I've practiced it over the years, and it has helped me so much, Lynn. I've done a very good trail of even the times that I never used to teach people on TikTok, and I was big on social media because of selling. I believe in selling on social media and all that. I have no one whom I sold to from year 2017 all the way to 2022 or even now, but that is the times that I was very active as a person selling on social media, can stand and say, I bought a cargo and she never delivered. It feels so good. Maintain clean works. It has been talked about it in the book of 1 Peter 1:15-16. They are kingdom principles. Like, you're told to just do it, not even pray about it, just do it. Maintain clean works. It comes with its own blessings.
Love it.
Yeah. Allow the business to grow.
Please.
I will insist again. Just allow your business to grow. Remember, we talked about the capital that you're supposed to use to start your business. Let it be something that is not stressing you up, so that you can be able to pump back. Allowing the business to grow is pumping back to the business until it rewards you. That is when you hear, that's why you hear people saying, it's not about the money that you start with. It's not. And I don't know how much I would tell people this. You could have $1 million, I could have 20,000, and after 6 months, 7 months, your business and my business would know where to. I'll have grown. Because with the little money that I have, or what I used with my money is pumping back. So even with the lot of money that you'll have to put in your business, to give it time, minimum 6 months, as you pump back, as you market, you do your sales, and you still. So by the time you started with just a small space where you could just put in your things, now you're doing huge amounts of cargo. I've seen so many of my import students practicing this. We just had a meeting And one of us was complaining because of the shipping companies are refusing to ship her items because they are too heavy. There are things to do with the electricals. They are like 7 tons, 10 tons. And she's a girl that started with almost nothing.
Wow.
Yes.
And now her problem is they are too heavy.
They are too heavy. You know,
those are the kind of problems we want in business.
Actually, because these are the things that I've been teaching people to run businesses. I've seen them working so well. We had a meeting at Kempinski of importers, business people that are already doing business. And one of our problems was storage and delay of our goods. Not selling, delay
and storage.
And so you find someone has orders, but they are not even managing to keep up with the orders because of the delays of the goods. Can you imagine?
Not selling.
Yeah, not selling.
Good problems to have.
Reduce your expenditures. You cannot grow without reducing your expenditures. And when I talk of reducing the expenditures, that means you're not supposed to even loan people money if you don't have to and don't feel guilty. Okay? You don't have to buy that car right now if your business does not comfortably buy that car. You don't have to buy that land. You know, sometimes expenditures we think of just buying yourself good cars, buying yourself not assets. Good. You know, we don't think of a good way of spending, but it is affecting your business. Just reduce those expenditures, because one day your business will grow to a level that it can be able to comfortably afford that thing.
Great.
You won't even have to go get some loans. You buy that car, cash money. You buy that land, cash money. You don't have to. So please reduce the expenditures so that your business can be able to grow. Good. No matter how good your idea is and your expenditures are high, your business won't grow. That was my problem actually. spending, and then
not pumping in the business.
Have clear, attainable goals and objectives.
Exactly.
I underline the word attainable. We like dreaming a lot. We like dreaming. But now, actualizing our dreams become a problem. You've set some goals that are just not attainable at the moment. And start with the small as you go all the way up. Yeah. There is no way you'd want to start driving a Range Rover and you went bought yourself a Kadudu first.
You can't though.
I know.
Yeah.
But now in business.
Yeah.
But now in business. I'm talking about the money you're getting from business.
From the business. Okay, from the business.
From the business.
Yeah. Because wengine God hushtua mtu.
You surprise. God will surprise mtu sometimes.
You surprise mtu.
Yeah. There's no way you'd want to dress an outfit of 20,000 and you've not fed well.
Yeah.
I think that's a better example to use.
That's a better one.
Start with the small things. Those are attainable goals. If your intention was, God, let me do this business so that I can change my diet. It's a whole thing. Celebrate. You know, if you wanted to maybe move from the place that you are into to maybe a better place, that's just an attainable goal. Grow as you grow and grow so that you cannot strain your business. And then when it comes to the attainable goals and objectives, you have to write down how you're supposed to attain them. You don't just, the way we oftenly do as Christians on, 21st, 31st, where you write some goals and objectives and some people take them and get them to some altars and they think that, oh, now the whole year it's me and whatever God I told you about the resolutions. You plan your resolutions for the whole last quarter of the year. You write them down, write it down so that it is written down. How am I going to attain this? How am I supposed to save? How am I supposed to do business better? Do I need to work on increasing my stocks? How do I work on my savings? All those things. Do I get an investment with my savings so that I can start earning extra? Just be practical. That's what I would say. Instead of being delusional, be more practical. But now we love being delusional and hoping and thinking that everything will flow and get in its place.
Delulu.
Yeah. And overworking God. And he's saying, God, you're so frustrating. I prayed for this and it has not come to happen, but you never planned for it.
Yeah. You prayed, but you never planned for it. Oh. Damn it.
Yeah, but so just have very clear
Attainable
goals and objectives, and that comes with the performance indicators. You must have all put together the performance indicators. This is for a person who is already now in business, so that you can be able to measure your growth.
Good.
You can know where you're supposed to work on. You can know where you're supposed to improve on. It is really going to help you instead of burying your head and that you don't want to face the reality of wherever your problem is in your business.
Yes.
At least now you're bold enough to know, oh, this is what I'm messing up. This is my weakness. Let me work on it. Yeah. Accounts and record keeping.
Yes.
Let's talk about that now. Most of us in business, sometimes we are too guilty, or we feel like we don't want to get to that part of accounts and accountability, how we use our money, and record keeping. And I've seen situations where even big businesses are still using receipts because you really don't want a clear flow of how everything goes to. Just be open to yourself, have very clean accounts, very, very clean. If you ate that money every day, let it be so. If you went out with your girlfriends, let it be so. It is well, you're going to work on it. If you used that money in drinking, it is well.
Let it be
Just
so.
account it so that you can know where your weakness is and you can work towards it. But most of the time, as in business, we don't want to get to that part of reality. So we take out, and even if you gave out that money, let it be so, but account it. Do some good accounts.
Yes.
And I talked earlier and I said we have very good softwares that are helping us these days to manage our accounts. People can check out there. There are so many. I mentioned QuickBooks and so many others.
Yeah.
So accounts and record keeping. And there are so many instances in your business that your accounts and record keeping, precisely record keeping, will save you big time, Lynn. There are situations that you could have been taken to court, but because you keep good accounts and record keeping, you retrieved that thing that was there 5 years ago, saves you from just being put into problems.
I'm an advocate for that.
Right?
Yes.
Me too. I like keeping accounts. And even in my journey of doing business, mostly now that I am so much on social media, I've seen situations that an email that was written to me 3 years ago saved me.
There you go. Because someone is trying to say the opposite.
The opposite. And I bring it out. Even when for the people that will be selling on social media and all that, even when you deliver your goods, mostly via G4S and all the others, keep that receipt.
Receipts.
Take a picture of it, my dear. Have it stored somewhere. Could be that is a thing that will save your business one day. We cannot get over the fact that out here we have evil people. And when you get yourself into business, you're opening doors for everyone. Everyone will come along your way. And there are people that purely survive by doing evil to one another. And that's their purpose, and that is their life on earth.
Yeah.
Until the day they will leave the earth.
That's
They
their
can
goal.
they can locate you one day. They can locate you one day. So if you don't keep good accounts, your business might perish within a day.
I hear you.
Yeah. And there is nothing in business that is a secret. Lynn, there's nothing in business that is a secret. If you're starting a business or you're already grown in business right now, and someone sees you on social media or somewhere else, and they want to come and invest or become investors in your business, and they tell you this is between us two, you are being lied to. Speak it to someone else. Yeah. Tell even your siblings, tell other people that you know that they are of sane mind. Your relationship manager should be your free financial advisor. Speak it to your bank manager before you withdraw that money or before you allow that money in your account.
Yeah.
Because they have experienced so much. They know because that's their field. Mostly the bank people know so much when it comes to dirty deals because they have seen it happening there and they are also trained about it. I hope so. So just tell that person, hey, I have this person who's approached me and told me this and that, and this is what they might tell you. Oh, it has been happening. So several people have been victims. Be very careful. No one should approach you and tell you that this is a secret, because that is how your business will be accessed by money laundering people,
Scammers.
mostly money laundering, people that just want to come and bring money to your business. Then they'll start, doing dirty things, and they want you, I don't know what. To avoid all that, always put something on the table and discuss it. There's no secret. And even you out there, always know that there's no secret in businesses. People will come and people discuss issues behind the scenes. That's why even an email is not supposed to be very private. Your business email should be accessed by several people
in the company.
Yeah, and sometimes even read through those lines. Don't just accept everything and everyone. And sometimes, mostly when you're growing in business, it becomes very tempting. Mostly if you've grown your business to a good level, it becomes very tempting, Lynn. There are people that will be saying that, and they want you to,
Yes.
They just even
see an opportunity.
They see an opportunity. I saw that maybe in the year 2017. A lady that had worked so hard from, she had been divorced, she worked from nothing, grew her business, would go to Kampala, got clothes and all that, grew to a level where she started flying out of the country in a very small store, and women loved her clothes because she was going for the good quality clothes. And she meets this man from the US and tells her, I will give you millions. And there were a lot of millions, and I want to get your business from this level to another. And I remember this lady telling me, and I told her at the gym, and I told her, don't do it. That's the devil who is coming along your way. Don't do it. Don't even take that money. I remember telling her, actually go and tell that person that you don't need that money. It could be a trap by the devil. And the following day she came and told, I just decided, and I told her, watch the space. And within 2 years, a business that this girl had built over the years, she had achieved so much, was closed. They were in an entanglement where this person even wanted to just kill the lady, asking for the money. This man demanding that it was an investment. I was supposed to get it back, but he was not clear. So be very, very careful.
And also clear.
Very clear. And if you have to involve lawyers, if you have to involve everyone, involve them. And let people know and ask people, what do you think about this? You just tell someone that you love, and you ask them, how do you feel about whatever that person said?
Share your thoughts.
Share your thoughts. Share and genuinely share your thoughts. Even if they are not going to massage your ego, and they are not even going to tell you whatever you want to hear, let people share your thoughts. Mainly your relationship manager and the people that are close to you, your spouse and all that. They are really going to help you. Yeah. Taxes.
Lipeni tax.
Taxes, business people.
Hiyo nayo, I'm an advocate.
Really?
I'm an advocate.
Yes,
itakuliwa. Yes, itafanywa kila kitu, but I think it's a good kingdom principle.
It is written, actually.
It is written.
In Romans 13:6-8. It's written, pay your tax. Pay your taxes, don't to your government. That's what the Bible says. Actually, now in business, there's a level that you cannot break if you don't pay your taxes. That's why you hear the most established businesses are always aspiring to be among the biggest and the top 100, the top 20 taxpayers in the country.
There you go.
Now you don't know why. There's a secret in paying. Don't even say that the government is, just pay your taxes. The Bible says, pay them to your government and owe no one anything. Even Jesus and Peter had to pay their taxes. They didn't have money, but they made sure the miracle happened. They got the coin from the fish and they paid their taxes. It comes with a lot of blessings. And it's not there to make you crippled in business. I see, because I run businesses out in other places. I still pay my taxes because the systems there, they're very good. You pay your taxes. How comes if you go to US, you'll pay all your taxes, but once you get to your country, you want to evade? Just pay your taxes, has its own blessing, and there is a level in business that you'll never break if you don't pay your taxes. I've seen big businesses trying to evade tax by even using the old model, because you don't want to have even a point of sale, a POS, because you think they're going to come and scan through and
audit.
and audit. Then they use the receipts. They end up losing times 20 or times 10 of whatever they could have given to the government through theft, because there's no track of how really things are running. So pay your taxes, because it's just a kingdom principles. You see, for the kingdom principles are things that you're supposed to do, not even pray about. Just the basics of doing. Do this, and this will happen to you. And that is where you find even the children of the dark. They say that we have the children of the light and the children of the dark. They practice more than us. They know the secret. The Bible says they're even wiser than you, the children of light. Because even when it comes to giving, they are the best givers. That is why you find even in most places, the best givers are the atheists, the best people that are feeding the hungry.
Yeah,
the
non-believers, the Masons.
They are doing the best, because it's a principle that you're supposed to observe. But us,
what do we
what do you?
Hey, peni zakayo tax.
Mpeni
chenye atafanya nayo yeye atajibu Mungu.
Because they are accountable and really accountable. And I can tell you for sure, don't worry about it. There is a God. There is a God who keeps a record of everything. Yeah. The other key thing, the second last, is have a running project. Now that you're getting yourself in business, have a running project. Now, not having a running project, you'll feel like you have so much money, whereas you don't have.
What's a running project? A project on another project?
Where you're directing your profits.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
good.
Now that you're making your profits and all that, have a place that you're putting them. Your intentions should be your projects. You remember we talked about the intentions. Should be your project. If you don't have a project, you'll be the people that have worked for 20 years with nothing to show.
Good.
Have you seen situations where someone worked and had money for 40 years, they have retired and they have nothing, and you wonder, how did this person get here? Yet they were the best givers. Even when you listen to their stories, they'll tell you, I educated these children, I did this and that, I did this and that, but see, I have nothing. Chances are they didn't have a running project. And lack of a running project, you have money. You'll always have money sitting at the bank and a lot of it, and you'll be feeling so rich, whereas you barely have nothing to show in the next 10 years. If it's saving from that piece of land, buying yourself a home, if it's just doing your masters, just have a running project where that money goes to. That will really help you to always see what you've worked for.
Good.
Because there are so many situations where you'll do things, you'll do business,
but you don't know.
You're like, how did I use this money?
Pesa ilienda wapi? I think I'm a huge advocate of that.
Yeah, having a running project,
yes,
right?
Something where you can see, and yeah, this is where my money went to.
Yeah, no matter how small it is.
Yes, but you can see it.
You can see, and yeah, this is where my money went.
Good.
Otherwise, you'll work for so long with nothing to show, and it will be so sad. And people know when you don't have projects.
Imagine, na saa hiyo ndio wanaomba pesa yako sana.
Imagine, people know when you don't have running projects. That is when they'll always say, if you need money, just go to Ray. She's going to give you the money. Because you have the money, and that is when the devil also creeps in. Because you don't have a running project, the devil must get a way to keep you busy with this money.
Yeah.
You start misusing the money. So to avoid that situation of you have nothing to show that you've worked for, just have a running project. Now there's something that I always advocate for. Preserve a 20%. Now, there's a tendency of us using everything and assuming that, kesho, tomorrow, it's another day, another dollar.
Another dollar. Itajileta.
Yes. Please learn to preserve a 20% of everything that you make. It's not much, but makes a lot of sense in the
grand scheme of things.
Now, 20% because 10% purely is for God. 10% strictly, it's for God out of the 20, right? Then 10% is for your savings. Now, for so many years, I tried to have money that I can push or get to investments. But because I'm a business person, thinking of just pulling a huge amount and maybe getting it to T-bills and the bonds would feel as if it's something I'm unable to do. And I was unable to do.
Yeah.
Because I would be like, now, $1 million, my business will how is it supposed to work? But then I realized with the tendency of saving another 10%, just putting aside and let it accumulate. That's the money that you use for investment. It does not affect your business. It does not affect your daily things. That is what accumulates, and take it to the T-bills and maybe the bonds, and you are able to set aside money for investment. Remember, business is not an investment. Yeah, that is the only way I've seen for myself as a business person, that I've managed to set aside something that I can put in investment. Remember, at the end of it all, as you do business, you want to come up with investments that can, you don't have to work 24/7 even when you're maybe 60. You want to retire.
Money work for you.
Let your money work for you. You want to start getting returns. It feels so good when you're getting that payment from that government bond. Yeah, every 6 months. It feels so good. Now, for you to be able to get there, just have a culture of putting aside some savings, and that is just 10%, because you don't again want to strain one side,
the business.
And the 10% for God, so that you can, he can rebuke the devourer, so that you can always be safe. I cannot remember, Lynn, at any instance that I was stolen from my business since I started doing things right, and that is like from 6 years ago. Even someone stealing something from me, it has not, in my business, it has not happened, and things have flown. And those are the things that I've been practicing. I learned them the hard way, but we thank God for that.
Oh,
yeah.
You're such an amazing teacher.
Thank
And
you.
I see why the students would come for those classes.
Yes.
And this is not an ad, but I'm just imagining I've signed for that class, just listening to you. The take home, the lessons, they are beautiful.
Thank you.
And they're also backed up by experience.
Yes.
That has been quite Melan class. Melan, Mumelan, Mugo Melan Nini. Melan Nini. Scholar.
That's a good one.
Kev learns every other day. Answer. You see, we are learning. The class was beautiful. I know our people back at home have learned. I don't think I've ever had a business conversation with someone who has walked us through the kingdom principles.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yeah, this is a first for me. It's a first for me, and I've picked so many. I think sometimes we do so many things, not knowing these are kingdom principles.
Yes.
But now to be able to put a name into what someone has been able to practice, it's magical.
Yes.
But over and about this conversation, you kept mentioning your students. You kept mentioning about your import classes.
Oh, yes.
And I've said, guys, even when you enroll, this is not an ad, but I have had Ray here. This is, I think, is our 3rd year, and I've never received any complaint about you from any of our audience.
Yes.
So that for me is more of a stamp of approval.
Thank you.
So it not being an ad, don't be shy. Feel free to briefly walk us through this import part.
Yes.
What should people expect, and when it is the next cohort?
Oh, wow. Thanks, Lynn, for the opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah, so I do teach people how to do imports. So far, we're at 21,000, and the people that I've taught from all over the world, and most are your followers, international, from Russia. I'm like, them. People watch you from Russia.
I know. I think Juicy also, Eric from Maridadi called me, and there was a fan of ours from Guy. Where is that place? Not Fiji.
Even Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah. Where is it? It's those, but hi guys, I appreciate them.
Even the Caribbean.
Yes.
We have flown people from Caribbean.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, and even for that opportunity, and even coming up with such a thing that can really help people, because I believe so many people have gotten a lot of help. Yeah. I've taught people that load containers and containers, and they always tell me to tell you thank you. So I'm sure they're going to watch.
Yes.
So thanks for that. So I teach people, and I also fly people to China. We were in our 5th business trip to China. We just had it in the month of March. We came back on 28th of March. The next will be on 26th of May. We are flying on 26th of May all the way to 13th of June. We'll be back. It's a very tedious business trip. So if you would want to join us, please start exercising. It's a lot of walking because we go to markets that have thousands of factory outlets. Can you imagine one market has like 5,000 factory outlets? And all of them are dealing with very different things. And you want to scan almost all of them. That's just one market. In a day, we can cover 3 or 2. And we have to do a total of 24 and above markets because China has a lot. Just going to China, like these days, everyone thinks of just going to China is one thing, but then getting to access where everything is and how it's done becomes a thing. And that is what I've been teaching people. They are the people that I've been teaching that told me to fly them to China. I also do online classes. They are on. I'll give you a link to give them so that they can join the online classes. And our mega physical conference is happening on 17th of May.
I'm so proud
I've kept
of
them
you.
pending from last year. Our last conference was last year in December. So we are doing our 16th conference on 17th, then we can fly on 26th.
I love that.
Now, I deeply teach them how to do imports because you don't have to get someone to do that for you. Actually, I tell people, I don't have to import for you the items. Let me teach you and give you the network of how you're supposed to do it. And you know, the things that you're supposed to be cautious about, how people get scammed, because again, we cannot deny the fact that there are so many people that have lost money trying to do their inputs from China. So I'll give you a clear way of how you're supposed to do it, and you'll be as free as a bird. It's a whole time, it's a lifetime investment because you can be able now to import even cars or anything. I take them through the customs because I thank God, by the way, none of my students has ever had an issue with their goods held by the customs.
Good.
They come through as they are because I've really taught them how to deal with the customs. What are you not supposed to import? What are you supposed to do it? What are you supposed to pay? In instances where you've brought in some goods and you don't have money to pay to the government, what do? You know, people think that it's all about, you know, they don't care about you. But there are things that even the government come up with to help you to even clear your goods without the money, or even to store goods for you and understand your situation. So I take them deeply through that whole process, give them the agents to work with in any part of the world that they are in. And it has been beautiful. I don't know of anyone who ever got their goods held ever by the customs. I have only, I think, 3 people that had their money lost in China, and it's because they didn't do whatever I had told them. They overlooked something. So out of the thousands that I've taught, so it's always a very good deep class. You can register and join us online for the people that are out, and for the people that are around, they can meet us. We'll be in Westlands, either of the hotels that we do our conferences. We do them either at Kempinski, Sankara, or Serena. But we are going to give the location to the people that will be joining us, and it's a whole day of just me teaching you.
Good. And they can follow you on your social media platforms for more updates.
Did I forget to say that I have a YouTube channel?
You did forget. Even your Instagram, even your TikTok. Go on.
I have a good following, by the way.
Feel free.
Follow me on TikTok because I do a lot of teachings and I share a lot of very profitable information throughout my social handles. On TikTok, Just Ray. Everywhere, Just Ray. YouTube, Just Ray. We are at 23,000 on YouTube.
Beautiful job.
So you can just follow me. On Instagram is always the best because TikTok sometimes becomes very hectic for me to be very active at the moment. But Instagram is always the best. Facebook is the best. Just follow me, and also YouTube. Just Ray.
Just Ray.
Yeah.
I love this for you.
Yes.
All the very best.
Thanks,
you
dear.
are an incredible person.
Thanks, dear.
And sitting here with you is always, it's always an honor. And just you giving these lessons and knowledge to our audience for free. That's not something I take for granted. And even in your upcoming trip, which I hope I'm gonna be there, hopefully guys.
Join us.
Yeah.
We have US, Canada,
Yes.
Kenya
Yeah.
already are in there.
Hopefully. But anyways, but I really just wanted to take this moment to even appreciate you for the 3 episodes that you featured on this platform.
Yes.
Encouraging us, even the things you do behind the camera that people might not know of, and the people that you've even helped in the process. That's not something I take for granted. So take your flowers.
Thanks, dear. I've taken them.
Take your flowers.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also, because I know there is a class and there will be a link, so you do me a favor. So you just 2 of our audience, 2 or 1 of our audience. See, class ni how much?
1 ni dogo. I'll give you 4.
4?
Yes.
Hapo ni mimi Buga Scholar na wewe. No, jokes aside, those are 4. Yes. Good. Those are 4. So what you do, guys, it's just going to be a random pick. Maybe on the comment section, tell us why this class is important for you. Please, I hope this is something you have in your heart so that we don't block a blessing for someone that needs it. And we will personally reply there, and we will now ask you for your details on the email, and Ray will take it from there.
And that's a physical one, right?
And that's a physical one.
Yes, they will come.
Wakuje wakupate huko, wa document venye imeenda. You spoil them.
Because I do.
Yes, because you, like I know you do. Yes. So guys, I really want this, and thank you for the 4. I was counting on 2. Honestly, I was willing to pay for 1, you for 1. But guys, take advantage of this opportunity, but only if you need it. Cindy?
Yeah, please. If only you need it. If you don't need it,
don't block this blessing for someone else.
Oh, please, let it be for someone else. Yeah.
Wanna wind up? How long, Muga? 1 hour 46 minutes. Muga tells me we've gone for almost 1 hour 40 minutes of beautiful conversation.
Yes.
So what parting shot would you love to give our audience? Feel free before we wind up. Na kama tumeacha kitu, feel free to briefly touch on it before we wind up.
So I just want to urge you out there that you really want to get yourself in business, or you are in business, do it right. And I don't know how many times I would insist this to you, so that you can see yourself growing. Don't despise your small beginnings. That happens a lot. You see, with the little that you have, that is what is going to be multiplied. Don't even admire the much. Yes. I'm speaking to a person who wants to start something. You that you're in that state that you're wondering, what next about me? Unless you stand on your 2 feet and take what you have and run with it and believe that God is going to work well for you with whatever you have, that's when you can get saved. But when you sit there and start crying and complaining, you are not going to get any help. I want to emphasize to you that you're listening to me. It doesn't matter what situation that you're in, work with the little that you have. Lynn, let them work with the little that they have.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I've seen God uplifting people. I don't know whether I should get them one day and bring them to you.
Please, let's do a panel
Would you
discussion.
want me to bring to you my people?
I think that should be our 4th episode, right, guys? A panel discussion.
I can call them.
Let's do it.
Just tell me the number, because they cannot fit.
No, we will book. We have beautiful partners who will give us a place.
I would bring to you people. So that people can get encouraged. You know, I don't showcase a lot of the product, what I teach and what people have become of. But I can get you people, and people that came to me and they were like, I don't know, I cannot make it. And tell them, if you don't make it, you have to make it. If you don't make it, you have to. There is no option.
Let's do it.
And I saw them grabbing the little that they have and went with it. If we had situations where you can only become great by having it all together, some people like me wouldn't be there, Lynn.
Me too.
I wouldn't be there. There are people out here who didn't have people who can give them money at all. There are people out here who didn't have families that can support them. But we have grown out of nothing. And to you that you are in an entanglement, I want to speak to a person who've gotten themselves in a situation that is just weakened or tricky and they feel like they don't have the strength to get out of that situation. Because in business, there are people who are like that. They got themselves into a bad situations, or whatever you started your business with was not even clean money. You're already in it. You're wondering, should I drop it or not? I'm speaking to you. Just go to God. And as pure as you are with your innocence, just tell God, you know what, God, I'm in this situation. I got myself in it, and I don't know how I'm supposed to do about this, but guide me. Just walk with me. Because He's a God who picks. Mungu tena anapenda wale. Not you that you're so born again and very straightforward. Just don't even beat yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Just ask God to guide you, and He will, no matter what. In life, there are situations or there are behaviors that we have adopted, and we feel as if it's part of us and we cannot do away with them. There's a girl that if you tell her today that she stopped prostituting, she will be like, but how am I supposed to eat? And this is what I've survived with. Should we beat that girl? There's a person who knows that they have been scamming people, and that's what they have survived with. There are women that they know that they have been educating their kids with dirty money. They have to sleep around and get money from other areas to pay school fees for their kids. Do we beat them? And aren't they the children of God? They are. There are situations that you might find yourself in. And in that situation, be open enough to God. God always wants you to tell Him.
Yes.
Just pick it out and tell Him, God, I'm in this business, and I know it's not good business. I just want to change. And because I've listened to this class and I want to change, teach me how to do it. In His own way, He'll get you out of that situation in a way that no man can take you out of that situation.
Beautiful.
I've seen a situation where there's a lady who really was using witchcraft and sorcery. And I remember telling her, just try God. And she was like, but how am I supposed to get out of it? Because it goes deep to their family. Goes deep, deep, deep to their family. Was taught by the mother. The grandmother is the queen of using them. And I told her, just pray, tell God, this is the situation I'm in, and I would want you to get me out of it. In God's divine way, she got out of it in a way that you won't even have to hustle. So that's what I'm speaking to everyone who is in those businesses, or in bad business, or in a business that you've been paying through the nose because of the mistakes that you did, by the funds that you used and all that. He's going to save you. Sometimes the consequences have to be there of the things that you do, and you have to pay for it. We've seen even in the Bible in situations of David where he was forgiven, but now the consequences of his actions, he had to carry them. But we saw situations where he was forgiven, and God makes a way. And another way, some consequences might be there, but God will hold you together till the end of it. For the people that love throwing themselves pity parties, in ya matajiri, you know what people say out here? That's for the rich. Business, I don't know what is for the rich. Stop that behavior. Get that mindset out of your radar. It's not supposed to be so, because there's everything for everyone. It all depends with how you feel about, how you believe in yourself. You can make it. You can make it. I don't know how many times I would insist this, but make sure you do everything right. Just do everything right, and you're going to get there. For the people that want to give up, you remember the story of David. Yes. I always refer to these things that happened to the saints way before in the Bible, because they are always there to teach us. The Bible is our manual, is our life manual. Just remember a situation where David came from the war with his 600 men. The Amalekites had come in, taken away their wives, taken away everything from them. They are from war, coming back home, there's nothing. Their village was attacked and everything went. And they started crying. And they wept until they couldn't weep anymore. So, and nothing happened about the weeping. But when David stood and told God, we need to do something, God directed him, you stop now crying. Now that you've cried all the crying, follow them. And as they followed them, they found a man who had been left behind, an Egyptian who had been injured. Everyone had gone, but there was an injured person, a sick person who had been left behind. That person, they took him in, they fed him, he got the energy. That person is the one who told them where their things are and where their people are and even their wives, and directed them there. What if they stood there where they were crying and continued crying? Could they have gotten help?
No.
So that tells you are supposed to move and just do something with the little that you have and believe there is a God of multiplication. Me, that's what I would just tell you.
I think we are on the same belief. Do away with the pity. Do not despise small beginnings.
Do not.
I tell people that every other time. And I always say, the way you will respect 5,000 shillings, no, the way you will respect 1 million, just respect 5,000 shillings. The same way. And do not despise the stage you are in life. You never know.
True.
You never know. Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome.
Again, it's been nice hanging out with you.
Nice to having you.
Yeah, is this okay?
It is.
Yeah, it's been nice hanging out with you. Guys, for me, you know, I'm very interested in the notes that you've taken throughout this conversation. I know how you guys go on the comment and you're like, Lynn, I'm ready with my notebook and my pen. I want to hear what that take home has been for you. And I feel like this is a very incredible conversation to have had today, because I know there are so many people who have the mind, the brilliance, the confidence, and the courage to start a business. But unless you move and follow these principles right here, for I have not known anyone that has followed these principles that has failed. I cannot point one particular person that has followed these basics and they have lost. I honestly don't know of any. So leave me your take home from today's conversation. I get chills from having such beautiful shows and having beautiful guests. I always say I don't take our guests for granted. I know Ray drove all the way from Nakuru just to be here and have this conversation with us and her husband. And these are the things I really do not take for granted. So I appreciate you guys for coming through and having this conversation with us. For the 4 lucky people, don't forget, let us know why this class will be so impactful for you. Leave the reason on the comment section. It will be very impromptu, where God guides us. That's the comment that we are going to dedicate our time to look at, and we will give you all the details. So keep checking the replies on the comment section. And what else? To thank our incredible partners at Golden Dreams Land and Properties Limited. I love that Golden Dreams operate with these principles. I cannot wait to see where God is going to take us with Golden Dreams Land and Properties Limited. I am so inspired having them as partners. So if investing in a piece of land is what you desire to do at the moment, then invest with them, guys. We've spoken about the incredible properties in Matu, Makutano, Masinga, Malindi. Check them out. And I love that they use one statement and they say, Lynn, title deeds ndio our DNA. And I wouldn't want you to lose money investing in a property that you will never get to have your title deed ready. So do check them out. Remember, we've been into their properties. I loved Makutano. I'm hearing Makutano is almost sold out, and I'm like, you guys, you move fast. You really move fast. That was just the other day and it's almost sold out. So that gives me joy. But I loved Makutano. I loved being in Malindi. I'll go to Matu and Masinga. I'll document the same for you. So do check them out. And also the people that get to put this episode together, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for watching and subscribing. Also, guys, I know this is a trend on YouTube where majority of you watch and you forget to subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. It goes a long way into making sure that our work reaches a wide range of audience. That's the best gift you can give me right now. But if you want to share your story with us, there's an email on your screen right now, info@lnn.digital. And if you want to support independent journalism, there's a pay bill number there, and also there's an M-Pesa number where you can be able to channel your support if you are able to. So no pressure about that. And yeah, I think that's all for today's episode. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully at 10 a.m. Bye-bye.
Golden Dreams Land and Properties Limited, the leading real estate company in title deed issuance, welcomes you to Joy Gardens, Masinga. Just 10 minutes drive from Masinga town. Secure a 50 by 100 plot for only 230,000 cash price. In Success Gardens Makutano Phase 3, 50 by 100 plots are available for 750,000 cash price. All plots are close to social amenities with 98% neighborhood development, and prices are inclusive of title deed. Book your site visit now by calling 0726 004455 or 0718 004455. Golden Dreams Land and Properties Limited. Title deed is our DNA.